Hey there guys, right in here on chair taking a look at the nightmare that is the Power Rangers Dino Charge, Titano Charge, Megazord. I call this a nightmare because it has taken me 3 attempts to try and get this thing combined in video form because either I keep forgetting the combination or pieces keep popping off. But either way, before we get into this is a brachiosaurus, but the Zord is called the Titano Charge Megazord as a reference to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which had a brachiosaurus named Titanus as the Ultrazord piece. So it's a nice little homage, nothing special, but Now, of the Zords for this series, this is by far, in my opinion, the most disappointing, because it's got a lot of problems. Now, in Brachiosaurus mode, it doesn't look that bad, though the color really annoys me. This is the Zord of the Silver Ranger, yet they've colored it this dull gray. Now, the Charge Megazord is the Zord of the Gold Ranger, but they gave that plastic like a shiny sheen to it to make it look metallic. This guy, I wish they had done the same thing, and in fact, the packaging artwork for this guy, which I no longer have, because it was years ago when I bought this, had a silvery sheen to it. But, unfortunately, the Zord itself does not have that. The other most disappointing thing, and this is the one that was really disappointing to me, is this. These, on Brachiosaurus, which is the Japanese version of this guy, were able to fit your Dino Chargers. Not on this guy. On this guy, they're not allowed to fit here. They're just molded in. These aren't even painted, so they don't even give you the illusion that these could potentially be a spot to fit your Dino Chargers. And that I remember disappointed me and my brother a whole lot, because we pooled our money to buy this guy, if I remember correctly. So we were really disappointed. Now, he does have his own Dino Charger, Charger number 10, Brachiosaurus. Same basic stuff. You can open his mouth. I said you can open his mouth. Finally. Yeah, I'm sorry if I sound frustrated, but it's just, I spent the last, 10 minutes trying to record this guy, and he kept falling apart on me. Now, when you insert the charger into him, that little cannon will pop out. And that just looks silly, and on top of that, there's also the fact that you can't actually shut his mouth. He's the only one of the larger Zords where you can't shut his mouth when the charger is in, which is just annoying to me. But, now there is another place to store the charger when he's in this mode, where you can put it in his head. That just looks, I mean, that does look really, really silly. His legs are buckling out from under him. That does look really silly, but that's the place you can store the charger if you don't want to keep it in the mouth. Though, on that note, it does make it look like he's got a battery coming out of his head. Now, he can transform into his own Megazord. What you're going to do to transform him, first off, is just rip his entire neck off. Rip off his tail, too. Now, apparently on Brachiosaurus, the tail could fold up when the body did, but on this one, that can't do that. Fold up the torso. Get him stood up. And then these are going to flip around and turn into fists. Remember that these flip, or else your attempts to combine him into the Ultrazord will be met with a headache, as mine were. Then take off his Brachiosaurus head. That head loves to come off. It doesn't like to come on very easily, and there's a little Megazord head under here. Stick that on, and then for his weapon, you take the tail, and I think I've got it in backwards. Yes, I do. Stick it in up here. And what I like to do is to give him like a little extra bit of firepower is pop the mouth down and stick in the charger, which gives him like a little gun down there. And he can hold it, though, like the gun on the Spinozord, it's kind of difficult for him to hold, though, of course, when I record it, he goes in without any effort. And here we have the Titano Charge Megazord, and I actually don't mind how this looks. This actually looks pretty nice. It's a nice-looking little Zord, though I just wish it was better. There were just so many little things about this guy that annoy me. He's not bad-looking, don't get me wrong, but just, Now, this isn't his only combination. He can also combine to form the Dino Ultrazord, or the Dino Charge Ultrazord. And to do that, first thing I'm going to do is take out his weapon. Yeah, he does tend to fall over, unfortunately. And then, for this combination, you're going to basically start ripping him apart. First, starting with this little piece on the back, which every single time I try to record this, has refused to budge without effort. And that is partially my fault, because for the longest time I never tried transforming him into the Ultrazord. Ugh, got it, finally. Now, this little chest piece is pretty nice. It's got all the dinosaurs on it, including the ones that didn't get Zords. Though a few of these did get little other ones, like the Deinonychus here got the Dino Cycles, which could combine with the Megazord, but I never bothered to buy them, so we're going to leave that off to the side for a minute. You'll also notice I have the Dino Charge Megazord in the background. I do have that back there for a reason, but essentially, now you're just going to start ripping him apart, essentially take off everything on him. And first things first is take what were his arms in his warrior mode, is what I'm going to call it. And, I have this one flipped around the wrong way. Flip them so that they're like this, so that they're legs, essentially, and then... You gotta be fucking kidding me. Attach this. And these guys love to pop off. I'm just gonna say it. They love to pop the hell off. Now, this... and then attach them to this. This is not going to come into play just yet, so I'm going to leave that off to the side. I'm going to tip it over just so it doesn't fall on me. Take the Megazord, and what you're going to do with these, fold these little bits down. I never really understood what these folded down for, but now I actually know it's so he can combine with the Megazord, which I'm going to lie him down because this is the easiest way to connect him to it. Flip the feet over, and I think I have these on the wrong feet. I think that's my problem. Yeah, that was my problem. You get these pieces for the Megazord. Now, I don't know about you, but that feels damn unstable to me. So, I don't really trust that. However, it's not going to stay like that because you're going to stick this onto his back. And, oh God. Oh, I see what's going on. One of the feet got caught on it. Because the leg is popped out. Yeah, earlier, one of the... Okay. Earlier, when I was trying to transform this guy the first time, one of the legs popped off, and now for some reason it won't get back in securely! And so it's being a pain in the ass, and I really don't know how to deal with it because it keeps on falling out like that. You need to stay on. You held this for like half an hour earlier because I kept you in this mode. Nope, nope, no, no, no. I'm really sorry if I sound frustrated, but it's just, I've been trying to get this thing to combine for the past hour, and it's been ridiculous, and it hasn't been working. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm being really, really careful because I don't want to pop the leg off again. You can also put the brachio head back here if you want to keep it with the rest of the Zord. Can I fold you in without everything falling apart? You know what, that's good enough. Okay, now that he's like this, in this unstable ass form... Oh, by the way, the There are Zord builder ports on top of the shoulder for this guy and the Spino Charge Megazord. I think I mentioned that in the Spino Charge Megazord review, but just in case I didn't. Take this, and this will become a chess piece. I'm being really, really careful because I don't want to break anything. Next, take this, which is the head to the Ultrazord. Take the tail of the Megazord, and then slide that on as the new head. And then finally, for the last bit of this, take this, and then you could technically use any of the weapon Zords, but I'm going to go with the Raptor Zord because that way all 5 Rangers can fit together, and I think that's the formation they did use in the show. Now, this is ridiculously heavy, more so because the Raptor is now attached to it. Okay. Arm's too heavy. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I did not have fun making this combination. Which is a shame, because I don't think this looks that bad. As an Ultrazord, it's not perfect, but it's alright. I don't hate it. As an Ultrazord, considering the amount of hell I went through to put this together, this doesn't actually look that bad. It's fine, actually. I don't hate it as an Ultrazord. It kind of does fit the criteria that I would have for an Ultrazord, which is the main Zords are all together. The Triceratops isn't attached correctly. The 5 main Zords are all together, and I can imagine this fighting alongside the other Megazords. So, it's not bad as an Ultrazord. I just hate how ridiculously difficult it is to actually get it to put together. Now, there is another formation you can do with this, but I'm not even going to try it, where you can take the other, where this is taken off and the staff just forms normally, and you can take the backpack piece with the legs and make this big cannon that they would use. I am not going to do that because I think it looks stupid. As a combination, I think this is the better of the two by far. But this isn't bad. I just wish it wasn't so difficult to actually put together, because I tried 3 times to actually get this thing together, and this is the 3rd attempt, and I'm honestly not going to try again, because that was painful to put together. I think maybe Dino Charge Megazord here has had a rough day. But either way, overall, this has been the Power Rangers Dino Charge series. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.